Go.
Good afternoon. I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and today I'm going to show you how to make something maybe you've never heard of, you've never eaten, or maybe you've never even seen it. But it's called strawberry fig preserves. Now, way back in the 1800s, for as long as you can go back, figs are even in the Bible. You hear in the Bible, you talk about the fig tree. And so figs have been here as long as we have. So,
Yeah.
And way long time ago, old timers, a lot of times they had fig trees, they had pear trees, and figs is very sustainable food. They would make preserves, they would eat them raw, they would find all kinds of ways to use them, and that was that's what they used. A lot of times they would just have like bread or biscuit and fig preserves or whatever. But this morning I'm going to show you how I make strawberry fig preserves. And so I just take my fig, and this is, if you've never seen, this is a fig. I'm not sure what variety of fig this is.
Turkey.
Okay, this is turkey fig. And if you open it up, that's what it looks like on the inside. And some people will peel them. If it's a tough outside or it's got a little discoloration on it, I will peel mine. But most of the time, I do not. And you have to take this stem off. Always take your stem off. And when you do, sometimes they're kind of easy to peel. And if you don't like that peeling, you can peel it off. But you know what? It doesn't bother me. And when I'm cooking my fig, if it's a little tough, I'll just take it out. So the recipe that we're using today is it's very, very simple. It's a very easy way to can your figs, to put them up, to preserve them. It calls for 4 cups of figs. Oh, let me get it so I make sure I got it right. 4 cups of figs, 3 cups of white sugar, and 1 package of strawberry gelatin. Now today I'm using I'm doubling the recipe. In jellies, you cannot double your recipe. If you're using Sure-Jell in a recipe, you can't double it. You have to go right exactly by the recipe. But I'm not using Sure-Jell today. I'm using gelatin, and I'm making mine sugar-free. So it's sugar-free strawberry gelatin. That's the reason it's called strawberry fig preserves. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now last year I made peach, I made raspberry. I was just experimenting just to see what it was like. So, but strawberry is really our favorite. The other was good, but not as good as the strawberry. So I'm doubling my recipe. So I'm using 8 cups of figs, and I just go in and I mash my figs. I got a little masher here. You can use a potato masher, or you can use something like this. And this came from Pampered Chef, I think. And I use it with ground beef and stuff like that. But I just go in and I mash my figs. I'm going to go ahead and turn them on medium-high. So I just kind of mash my figs. Now we don't get a lot at one time. So what I do is we gather them. I'll put them in a Ziploc bag and I'll put them in the freezer. And then when I get enough to make preserves, then I take them out. And that's what I did this morning. I had 2 Ziploc bags almost full. So I took out what I needed and I put the rest of them in the freezer. So this is 8 cups. Now I'm doubling the recipe. The recipe calls for 4 cups of figs, 3 cups of white sugar, and 1 box of gelatin. Now if you're using sugar, you use regular gelatin with the sugar in it. But this is sugar-free. So, and I'm doubling the recipe. So I've got 8 cups of figs in here that I've mashed up. And I've got, this is 4 cups and this is 2 cups. So I've got 6 cups of my natural sweetener. This is stevia, this is erythritol. Erythritol is it's in a lot of your natural sweeteners. It's in stevia, I think it's in monk fruit, I think it's in swerve. They use it, but this is pure erythritol right here. So I'm going to put my sweeteners in my pot. I may have to get a bigger one. And I'm going to stir it up. I'm going to stir my stevia up. And stevia stirs better. It works better if you do it cold instead of waiting until it gets hot. So it'll mix up a lot better. So let me get this one mixed. All right, now I'm going to put in so that's 6 cups of sweetener. Just like I would put in 6 cups of sugar. So this is 6 cups of sweetener. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to let all of this sweetener, I'm going to let it dissolve. And I'm going to bring this to a boil. And as soon as it gets hot through and through and all of this dissolves, then I'm going to add my 2 packs of sugar-free Jell-O. So as soon as all of that takes place, then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, my sugar is dissolved. My sweetener is dissolved, and I've already put 1 pack of my sugar-free Jell-O in. And so I'm fixing to put the 2nd pack. Now, as you can see, it's going to be a beautiful color.
It smells just like strawberries.
It does.
Too.
It smells
Ooh.
just like strawberries. And when this cooks, this has got to cook for 14 minutes. The original recipe, if you do it by the 4 cups of figs, you cook it 7 minutes. This, since I doubled it, I'm going to cook it 14 minutes. So a lot of this, what you see in here now, is going to break up when it starts cooking real good. But if it doesn't break up as much as I want it to, I've got a little emulsion blender. And what I'll do is I'll just go in there with my little emulsion blender and I'll emulsify some of that fig and make it the consistency I want it. But right now, this has got to cook 14 minutes. And so I'm fixing to set my timer for 14 minutes. And probably I'll come back every once in a while and show you what it's looking like as it cooks, like after 3 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that. So, but right now, and I have to stir it often because it will stick. So, I'm going to leave y'all right now, and we're just going to let this cook. It's been cooking 7 minutes, and I tasted of it, and as you can see, some of my figs were a little bit greener than others, so this doesn't have quite the strawberry flavor that I want. So what I'm fixing to do, I'm fixing to add another pack of the strawberry gelatin. It's not quite as red and it doesn't have quite the strawberry flavor. So, and that's one good thing about preserves. You can kind of work with them. Jellies is a precise recipe, and but preserves and jams you can kind of work with. So I'm fixing to add another pack of the strawberry Jell-O because I want it to have a little bit more strawberry flavor. Okay, I added that other pack.
That's a lot redder.
And it's a deeper
More
red,
red.
and it's going to have a lot more strawberry flavor. And I've already got my little immersion blender out here because I know, because some of these figs were a little bit greener than what they could have been, I'm going to have to blend them up a little bit. So it's got 6 more minutes to cook, and then I'll show you how I'm going to blend them up with my little immersion blender, and then we'll be ready to jar them up. And I've got my jars right here in boiling water. Well, it's almost boiling, but they're sterilizing, and I've got my lids back here. They're in real hot water. So everything is ready. All we got to do is wait now 5 more minutes until this cooks, and then we're going to jar it up.
Okay.
Whoops. Okay, I turn my timer off. Now, you wanna get in here, honey, and let me
Sure.
show 'em. See all of that? I don't want that much pulp in mine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my little blender. Now this is really, really hot. This is really hot and it will burn you. So with an emulsion blender, you go down in and you turn it on. You turn it off, you come up. You go in, you turn it on, you turn it off before you bring it up. Because I'm telling you, you will get scalded. This is hot, hot. I want to leave a little bit of pulp in it, but
You could just wait till it cools too if you want to do it.
no, because you
More
have
safely, can't
you
you?
have to
Okay.
put it hot in hot jars. No,
Okay.
you have
You
to.
have to reheat it.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
to do it when it's. There's still, you see that? Where some of those figs were a little bit green. I want to break those up. So I'm going to go back in with my little emulsion blender. And I'm going to get, okay. Now let me check it. I'm fixing to turn it off. I had it on low doing that.
Oh, that looks better.
Yeah,
That's good.
there's still a little bit. I'm gonna do it just a little bit more because some of those green figs are just not breaking up like. Okay. All right. Now, let me move this out of the way and we're fixing to jar this up. That's all it is to it. I'm telling you, it's an easy process. It's simple. So I just took my, some of my jars out of my boiling water there, and I'll get my trusted little funnel.
So the jars are still hot as they have to be to.
Yes, they
Can.
have to be hot. So I'm just going to put my,
Oh my, those look beautiful.
I know, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
You see you see how deep red it is? And we like ours with a strong strawberry flavor. And I had forgotten last year when I did it, I added an extra pack of the strawberry gelatin because we like that. We like that little tartness, that little strong extra strawberry flavor. Plus it gives it a deeper red. So you can do the same thing. Oh, honey, let me get right here just a
Okay.
second. All right. Now, I've got my clean cloth here, and I'm going to go around my jar like I always do and check for any cracks or any chips in my jar. Then I'm going to get my little magnet thing here, and I'm going to put my lid on. Let me get my rings. Okay, and I'm going to put it on finger tight, and then I'm going to put it back in my jar because I have to process these for 10 minutes in boiling water. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this back up because I want that water boiling when I put my jars back in it. So I'm just going to fill these. Now that is this is some good stuff. And like I say, it is so easy to do it. You use the same recipe, 4 cups of figs, 3 cups of sugar, 1 pack of strawberry jello. That's all it is to it. If you want it with sugar. If you don't want it with sugar, it's 4 cups of figs, 3 cups of your natural sweetener, 1 pack of strawberry jello, or more if you want more of the strawberry flavor. So that's just up to you. It's a very simple recipe. It's very easy to do. And some of you newlyweds out there, or ones that are just starting to start canning your own food, this is an easy way to start. If you have access to figs, or you can get figs, I always turn that thing upside down. Then I would suggest you starting here because this is really easy.
A lot of the older farm houses have figs around them because people used to plant all the figs. So a lot of times you can find a neighbor that has them and doesn't even use them, and they'll
Right.
just be glad to give them to you.
Right. Okay. Now this is just a little, that won't even go in there. I can't use that one because I don't have a lid for that one, but that's okay. That's smaller than what I thought it was. I thought it was a half pint. It is a half pint, but it
It's an
it
odd size
requires-
top.
It's an odd size top, yes. Okay. Be very careful when you're taking these jars out of that water, 'cause it is hot. Okay,
What is that picker-upper called?
a picker-upper.
Okay.
You mean this?
No, I mean the one you grab the jars with. That's a neat piece of equipment.
It's just a picker-upper, I guess. it's, it's what you take your jars out of your hot stuff with. I call it a picker-upper. I've never heard it called. I don't know. I don't know what the professional name is.
Well, you can go on Amazon and find out what they're
I'm
called.
sure some people do know what they're called, but but to me it's a picker-upper. Okay. All right. I may have to use that other little jar there. Okay, I'm going to use this one. This is the little cherry jar. It's got a resealable lid to it. So I think I'm going to use that because that's about what I'm going to have left. Finger tight. Down in your water. Oh, I think I'm going to have to take some of that water out. But I'll do that in a minute. Okay. Oh, honey, I'm going to have enough left, I think, for us to have for breakfast in the morning.
Oh my goodness, won't that be terrible?
Maybe. Nope. Maybe I will. Yep. Okay. I've got a little bit left in the bottom, and Roy and I will use that for breakfast in the morning. Now this is a cherry jar. And what I mean by a cherry jar, cherries came in it. And I have found that I can reuse these lids. They reseal. So I screw it on tight and I put it down in my, I'm gonna have to take some of that water out before I put this jar in it.
It might go in it.
I don't think so. I don't want to risk it. I don't want boiling water all over my stove. So I'm going to dip some of it out in this little boiler right here. Okay. See, this is the way it is in your real kitchen. I mean, so I'm going to put that. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I've got this up on high. I'm going to let it come to a boil. And I'm going to boil these. I'm going to hot water bath these 10 minutes. And then they're going to be ready. So after 10 minutes, I'll show you what they look like.
Okay.
All right. My timer just went off. And I'm fixing to take my strawberry fig preserves out of this boiling water. They boiled exactly 10 minutes. And that's how long they have to boil to process. And I had 4 pints and 1 like half pint. I think it's a little bit more than a half pint. But I'm telling you, that is some deliciousness right there. That is going to be some good eating. Make you a biscuit, get you a piece of toast, whatever, and use this, make you some strawberry fig preserves.
A piece of
So-
lacy cornbread is good with it too.
A piece of lacy cornbread is delicious. So I hope this has been informative for y'all. I really hope you try it. because it's an easy, simple way to start learning to can and preserve. So please like this video. Please share this video, because there may be some out there that want to learn to do this. And so like, share, subscribe if you're YouTube, follow if you're Facebook, and please give me a thumbs up. Love y'all.